Yeah, you know what? I loved having a grandson. I've always wanted to be a grandpa. And when my grandson was born, looking at the government decisions that were made, I remember going to the hospital, and I wasn't allowed in the hospital. I had to wave from outside. So they came to the window, and I saw my daughter holding my first grandchild, and I couldn't go in and see them. I had to just be content with standing in the snow outside the hospital and just waving from 100 feet away, and that broke my heart. They came home, and I still couldn't see them. I had to wave through the window for the first month, just because of the decisions that they had made. They didn't, they just wanted to be very cautious. For the following probably year, the times that I did see him, I always had to wear a mask, and I so badly wanted to kiss my grandson's face and just all over. I just wanted to smooch him and for him to see my smiles and just connect with him that way. But I had to wear a mask in my own home. That was just, and I needed to respect that. But there was even a 6-month period, that we just weren't able to see him at all. There were just some differences in how we viewed, the efficacy of the shots, and we decided not to participate. And because of that decision, I wasn't able to see my grandson for about a 6-month period. That was extremely difficult, seeing other family connecting with them, and for me not to be able to have any access to him. So we live 5 minutes away, but I had to do all my connection with him over the iPad. And we just had to keep reminding ourselves, that he'll be okay. He won't miss us during that first year of his life, but we sure did. So on my birthday last year, when I turned 51, that was the first time that they said, you know what, we're okay, for you to not have a mask on. And that was the beginning of me forming a relationship with my grandson. He was already a year and 4 months at that point, but the last 11 months have just been incredible. I've been very thankful for that. This last summer, I also, my dad started feeling really ill in 2022, and he also, I think it was cancer. His health was decelerating, and the doctor had really recommended that he get a blood transfusion. Now, my dad also decided not to get the shots, and we were thankful for that. And when the doctor said he needed to get a blood transfusion, he said, the only way I'll do it is if I can have the blood of one of my sons. He wanted to get unvaccinated blood. That was really important for him. And they wouldn't honor that. They just said there's no way that they could do that. So his energy levels were dropping a lot, and he thought maybe it was because of low blood count. So he finally decided, fine, I'm going to go get a blood transfusion. Well, after that blood transfusion, my dad's health decelerated quickly, and he died 3 weeks later. The question I would like answered one day is, is that what caused his death? We weren't expecting him to pass at that time, and but it was very, very quick deceleration of his health after that point, and that's a question we may never get answered. But it was very hard to see his health go down. So yeah, our family's been through a lot, and there's been a lot of division through this time, lots of division just on how we viewed what was going on in the government decisions, and that tore our family apart. So I'm thankful that we've come back together now. I'm thankful. I have very great mental health. I've got a great support group. So, other men that I'm a brother to, I didn't want to stop supporting them during this time, because others are going through a much more difficult time than I was. So, we kept connected with people. That was the only way that we got through everything, is just maintaining strong connections and friendships. And that's what got us through everything. Forgiveness is the key for us to move forward, and being unified. We need to move past the division that we've seen this last 3 years. We need to move past it. We need to have grace and say and vocalize it. I forgive you, and move on. That's extremely important as a country. Family relationships, work relationships. time to move forward. You know, the question that I would want the National Citizens Inquiry to ask is on his blood transfusion. You know, what impact did that have, and is there a chance that that was the cause of his death? You know, I'm not expecting any compensation or, you know, anything, but just knowing, you know what, I mean, because to this point, people say, how did your dad die? You know, my mom says cancer, but I don't answer that way. I don't know. I don't know what the cause of his death was, but I'd like to know, you know, is there a chance that it was, if this, you know, vaccination is causing deaths, was that the cause of my father's death, even though he was unvaccinated? In order for us to move forward as a country and not walk through these egregious, you know, errors that have been made, we need to maintain open conversation. We need to not silent people who have different views. We need to have open and honest conversations and debates again. We need to allow ourselves to go, you know what, you have a differing opinion, well, let's explore that together. You know, and not shut down the ones who weren't, you know, shouting out the government message. I think that's going to be really important in the medical community. Again, let's have conversations. You know, I heard once that science is not to be trusted, it's to be tested. And that's what we did not see happen.